Secrets most doctors don't want you to know. No shots, no pills, no machines. Pay very close attention to the next 5 minutes and we can change your life forever. Pain pills are the largest killers of your body, especially your immune system. Use your brain, not your fingers and your wrist, to open another bottle of pain pills. Pay attention to everything you see and hear and you can become a new person. This is myotherapy. Find your trigger points and you will know parts of the secrets and puzzles that have kept most of us in the dark regarding pain. Hi, I'm LauraLee, and I'm a master myotherapist. And myo means muscle and therapy means to heal. And what I'm offering people is to be able to join me for this mailbag for LauraLees MailBag. So let me show you how this works. Let me go ahead and take my hat off and put it up on my hat tree. And I'm going to dig out a piece of mail. And read you this letter. Dear LauraLee, I have not gotten a good night's sleep in ages because I get woken up by a sensation that I'm being bitten by ants. Please help me get some sleep. Very hard to live. Happy with no sleep. Victor from Utah. Anyway, what you're describing is Restless Leg Syndrome, Victor. And yes, myotherapy can help very much so, and I will show you how you can get started. So what you want to do is we myotherapists use our tools, our elbows, our knuckles, and our thumbs. And what we're looking for is trigger points. Trigger points are sore spots that get stuck in your muscles when you overuse or injure a muscle. They lay late in your sleeping until you become emotionally or physically stressed out. That could be weeks or months later. And the trigger point lights up under that stress, sends a message to the brain. The brain responds with spasm because it's always protecting the body, and a pain spasm cycle starts. What myotherapy does is break that pain spasm cycle by getting to the source, which is the trigger point. So what we do is we use the shimmic compression. We find the trigger point. And I'll just use my arm as an example. What you do is you go in slow, you find the trigger point, you hold for 7 seconds, 1001, 1002, up to 7 seconds. When I work with kids, it's 1 chimpanzee, 2 chimpanzees, so they get the idea. It's a 7-second hold. Then you release slowly, which is very important, and then you go on to the next trigger point. Now muscles come in layers, so if a trigger point's on a top layer, it's not going to take too much pressure. But if it's on a lower layer, it's going to take more pressure. So they indicate that to yourself, and if you're working on someone, if you're working on your, you want some feedback, and the feedback would be on a scale of 1 to 3. 1 being just pressure, you don't feel anything at all, really. 2, a little bit harder, is about, it's a sensation. Could be hot or sharp or hurt so good, or it could feel like a pebble dropping in water, but it's okay with your body. It doesn't make you tense up. 3 makes you tense up. If you say 3, you back off, and if you back off too much, you say 1, and then you press harder. What we're doing is looking for a 2. So when you get the idea of it, you'll get more and more. It'll be easier and easier as you work with your trigger points. And as you work with trigger points, you get rid of them. Some that you've racked up all your life through sports and accidents and injuries and operations and all sorts of things that lay these trigger points down. So what a myotherapist does is we take a history of you, we find out what you've been doing with your body up to this point. Now Victor, with restless leg syndromes, that could be a lot of things. You could have been a jogger, you could have did a pratfall, you could have done a number of things on your lower body situation where you're not making the connection. But it's okay because muscles have memory, so they also forget. So when we're working with trigger points, that's one part of what myotherapy is. The second half of myotherapy is re-educating those muscles. Because if they've been in spasm, in and out, or stuck in spasm for weeks or months or years, they're going to want to go back to that spasm state out of habit. So it takes about 22, 28 days to get rid of a habit. Well, with muscles, you have to use repetition, which is the mother of skill. And we give our patients to do these exercises 4 times a day, 4 times each. Which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't, because what it takes is a couple minutes to do them. If it's taking you much longer than that, then you're holding them too long, because these are strictly range of motion movements. So Victor, I'm going to have a part 2. I'm going to show you the corrective movements in part 2. But for part 1, let's move on to how you would work on your restless legs. So there are tools that you use and charts, and you can get the charts and tools at myotherapyhealthcare.com. Here is a Bodo, and here is a crook. And what this is for, and I'll show you, Victor, you can lean up against the wall, and you go into your gluteal muscles or your buttock muscles, and you hold for 7 seconds, and then you move on to the next trigger point. You go in slow and out slow, and next trigger point. Find the 2, hold for 7 seconds. Don't ever push yourself. You don't want a 3, you want 2, because otherwise that will light other trigger points up, and then it'll just make it a lot harder. So just be easy on yourself. Stay with the 2. You don't have to be macho about this at all. So those are the gluteals, like in the pants pocket. And then the charts will show you that you just can use the wall and you just lean into the side. Because what we're doing is we're getting muscles that are underneath the gluteal muscle, underneath it by going in through the side. Then, Victor, you're going to take the same tool. Well, actually, you can, let me just demonstrate what you would do with this tool. This tool is, you can't reach with this tool anymore because you go up your back using your spine as a landmark, never pressing on it, and the charts will indicate that for you. And you can't reach anymore, so you can grab this tool. And this is leverage, which is meaning you're just turning it. You're not pulling on it, you're just using the leverage. And then again, you go, watch, follow your charts, find a 2, don't push yourself into a 3. You don't have to do that, it does more harm than good. We're nurturing the body, we're back engineering what you've done from however when you were born up into this point when it comes to trigger points. So, Victor, on our way to restless legs. So you did that, you went up to about your bra strap up here, and then you're going to put the wooden dowel on the floor. Now, I'm not sure if you can see this with this video, but you lay it on the floor and you lay your leg right on top of it. And if you can't get in there, you just lean forward a little bit because hamstrings are so tight and so scrawny like that sometimes you have to sort of like wedge into that. So you'd be laying, again, you'd be on the floor or you'd be on some kind of surface, and this would be on the surface. This is a bad example, but let me just shoot for it. With your calf muscles, you can do the same thing, or you can get up on a chair and using gravity, you can do it like this. And when you get to your Achilles tendon, you want to turn it to the side. It feels wonderful. People love how that feels on them. Anyway, the charts will indicate and let you know there's 3 lines to each part of that. And then you're going to do the inside of your leg. And how you do that is, again, you're on your surface and you just push your leg like this and you start below the knee, and the charts will indicate 3 lines this way. Now your quadricep muscles, what you want to do is you want to have your legs dangling if you can when you work on those. You can work with a wooden dowel. You can cup it, what we call, so that it doesn't slip off because tight muscles are slippery. And you can just go up, as the charts indicate, 3 lines, 1 up the middle, 2 on the side, holding for 7 seconds. You got it. Now you can use your elbow also. It just depends on how your back feels. So you have options. So now let's go for this side of the leg here. This side, but I'll show you on this side. You're just going to lean up against the wall, and it tells you to go down to your knee and then go up another line up towards your hip. Again, the charts will indicate that for you. So that is a general of what you would do for restless leg syndrome. Now, you might find trigger points that don't take very much pressure at all. But then the next time you can go in, you can take more pressure. Or you find trigger points that you can take a lot of pressure. That's called armoring. So if that is the case in the first session, you just want to press where it's okay, where you're not really muscling it too hard. Because what happens is that that's like a coat of armor, because the muscle's been in spasm for so long, you put over a coat of armor. So breaking through that armor is the first session, and then the second and third one, you'll be surprised how many trigger points show up underneath that coat of armor after that's stripped off. Anyway, I want to let you know how you can get in the mailbag. And you can go ahead and go to LauraLees MailBag at gmail.com or myotherapyhealthcare.com. It has a bunch of information on it for muscles, for sure, and other things too when it comes to proactive healthcare. P.O. Box 64, Avila Beach, California 93424. Now that's the address that you can use. Send me a letter. I'll put it in this mailbag over here, and then you'll be able to get online, and we'll adjust your situation. So Victor, I hope that helped you a lot. I hope that helps other people too. Please, if you want more information, go ahead and email me or go ahead and check out the website. And of course, you can always snail mail me. So anyway, love life and life will love you back is our motto here at myotherapyhealthcare.com. But if you're in pain, it's hard to do that. So let's get you out of pain, get you down the other side of that, back engineer it, whatever it takes. But myotherapy has a high success rate, and we love to help people help themselves. So you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the next video. You can subscribe, you could go ahead and like us on Facebook, and you can make a comment. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.